wholeheartedly.
They both got married. Daniel, Flora, and her father began living as a family. Just like this, after 2 months of marriage, they were spending time together near the pond when they noticed 3 or 4 soldiers standing near their house. Daniel even noticed that the military commander of his kingdom had also arrived. The commander told Daniel,
Prince Daniel, the king and queen have been anticipating your arrival for past 2 months. Our king is unable to focus on our kingdom matters because the queen is extremely ill. You must accompany us back to the kingdom right away.
You may inform my father that I have married Flora and will be staying with her in this house. You can return to the kingdom and inform the people about this message.
Even after repeated insistence from the military commander, Daniel refused to return to his kingdom. But after hearing about his mother's health, he agreed to return. Flora was unable to accompany Daniel to his kingdom due to her curse. As a result, Daniel took out his ring and gave it to Flora as a parting gift, and the prince returned to his kingdom. The villagers were overjoyed to see their prince return after a 2 months absence. The entire kingdom was in a festive mood. The king and the queen were assured that Daniel would not marry without his parents' permission. They were unable to believe what Daniel had just told them about Flora. They refused to accept his relationship because Daniel married a fairy. After a few months, the king and the queen forced Daniel to marry again, and he agreed solely for the sake of his mother. But he couldn't stop thinking about Flora, and he was worried about her. Flora, on the other hand, gave birth to a baby boy. She decided to name him Victor. Victor, like his father, was courageous and strong. One day in the royal court, the king summons Daniel.
Son, you must now handle the affairs of the kingdom on your own. Your mother and I have both become old.
Daniel was completely immersed in the matters of the kingdom. He desperately wanted to meet Flora, but he couldn't make time for her in his busy schedule. Several years would pass in an instant as Daniel would continue to think about her. King Daniel was visited by a kingdom soldier who said the following to the king.
Majesty, in this kingdom there are a lot of complaints about theft and robbery. Nobody has ever seen the thief, and yes, my lord, the thief only robs the kingdom wealthy men wealth, and he redistributes wealth among society's poor. Nobody has managed to capture him up to this point. Tomorrow plan a celebration. Invite everyone to the kingdom and place expensive jewelry on display in one of the rooms. Make sure that the area surrounding the room is securely guarded. As soon as the thief arrives, imprison him and bring him before me.
A celebration had been planned in the kingdom as Daniel had instructed his men. Everyone from the kingdom was there, including Victor, who made an appearance. Victor had snakes in his backpack. He drew the snakes out and placed them on a table. After seeing the snakes, the villagers began running here and there, causing panic among the residents. Taking advantage of the situation, Victor went straight into that room, stole all of the jewelry and fled. When Daniel learned of this, he immediately made a public announcement in his kingdom.
The person responsible for this theft should voluntarily present himself in the royal court. He'll get something in the return for his intelligence.
Victor knew that King Daniel was true to his words. In front of King Daniel the following day, Victor confesses to his crime. To be completely honest, Daniel was very impressed with him. King Daniel found it hard to believe the thief was a thief. After observing his character, Daniel asked him,
Being a thief, you give the wealth you have stolen to the underprivileged while keeping nothing for yourself. Your approach has truly impressed me. I would like for you to marry my daughter.
Immediately after Daniel said this, a familiar voice resounded. Your Majesty, that is impossible. King, take a look at the ring on my hand. If you look closely, you will see that this is Victor, our son.
How did you get out of the woods? And what about the curse?
I am no longer cursed. Now I can stay in this kingdom with you. King Daniel was overjoyed when he heard this. In front of everyone, he apologized to Flora. While standing up in the royal court, he crowned Flora as the elder queen before his entire kingdom. And Victor was coronated as the new king. The entire kingdom celebrated the reunion of the king and the elder queen.
A long time ago, in a small town, Wellspring, there lived a young married couple, Ivan and Emma, along with their family. Their home was surrounded by beautiful hills and green trees. There was a big hill at the end of the jungle. It was so big as if it is almost touching the sky. Wow! Isn't it beautiful, Ivan? It looks like that the peak of this hill is touching the sun. And it is shining so bright because it wants to tell the world that I am the one that can touch the sun.
Yes, dear. This is really very beautiful. Very few people are lucky to see this mesmerizing scenery. And we should be happy that we are the one of those lucky people.
You are right.
Now let's finish our work.
Ivan and Emma was enjoying a happy and comfortable life. They both grew grains in their field, took care of their kettles, and earned their livings. Ivan was also a landlord, but he wasn't greedy as other landlords. He always helped his fellow farmers. Everyone in the village knew about Ivan's generosity. Ivan never let any needy person to go empty-handed. One day, Ivan went to the temple.
Welcome, son. I haven't seen you in 3-4 days. Is everything going well at home?
Yes, by God's grace, everything is fine at home. I was out of town because of some business, hence I was not able to come.
Well, it's good to hear this. Take this sacrament. Give it to Emma too. And you'll be blessed with a son.
Ivan smiled and took the offerings. Then he came back home and gave the same offering to Emma. He also told what the priest has told him. Emma ate the offerings. They both continued to do their work. After some months, Emma gave birth to a cute son. Ivan was very happy, and all the villagers were happy for both of them. Ivan named his son Justin. Few years passed this way. Now Justin was 3 years old. Suddenly, Emma became very sick. Ivan did everything he could, but no doctor in the village could save her. And one day, she left the world. Everyone was very sad. Ivan was so devastated that he stopped talking to anyone. He just went to the temple and sat on the steps.
Don't be sad, my son. Emma took care of all the people as a mother does. No one can take her place. But you have to think about Justin too. He needs a mother. I advise you to marry again for his benefit.
For his son, Ivan got married to the daughter of a landlord from neighboring village. Her name was Ruth. Ruth loved Justin very much. She took care of him as if he was her own son. This made Ivan very happy. After some months, Ruth also gave birth to a son. He was named Austin. Ruth loved both of the sons equally. She never treated Justin and Austin differently. One day, Ivan said,
Ruth, you are a very good person. I was worried that after Austin's birth, you won't love Justin as much. But you love him even more than Austin. You take care of his every need.
You don't have to worry about it. He is the eldest son of this family. He will never miss his mother's love. I love him as much as I love Austin.
Yes, I can see that. Now I am tension-free.
Few years passed this way. Justin and Austin were grown-up men now. Justin was a kind-hearted and strong man. He always helped poor people and stood by the truth. Just like his father, people of the village loved Justin, and his younger brother Austin also obeyed his elder brother. People appreciated them for their bond.
Ivan, both of your sons love each other very much. They always support each other.
Ivan felt very proud of his son. Whenever he listened people talking about his sons, he was proud of his sons and his wife. One day, he said to his wife,
Ruth, I can't thank you enough for teaching our sons good values and making them such kind men. You are really a very good mother.
You don't have to thank me. It is my duty to teach our son good values. No need to thank me for this.
All right, I won't do it again. But I am very happy that they are grown to be a good and kind men. Ruth, I think we should give them their responsibilities and we should go to holy pilgrimage. They are old enough to take care of all of this.
Whatever you say, I have no doubt that they will take care of this. Everything was going well. As Justin was elder son, Ivan and Ruth thought he should take a lead. But their servant Eric was eavesdropping, and after Ivan left the room, he said to Ruth,
Madam, I have been serving you for so many years. I know it is not my place to say anything, but if you don't mind, shall I tell you something?
What happened, Eric? Why are you hesitating to speak? After all, you are part of this family. You can say what you want to say. Why would I mind?
You are very kind and loving, madam. You always loved Justin as if he's your own son and took care of him. But when Justin will own everything and when he will get married, will he take care of Austin? Austin already thinks Justin as his ideal. But if this happens, then Austin will have to depend on Justin for everything for his whole life. After all, Justin is not his real brother. He is stepbrother. Who knows when he will change his mind?
Listen, Eric, this is the first time you have said something like this. Hence, I am forgiving you. But from now on, don't say like that. They are stepbrothers, and I trust Justin. He will never treat his younger brother in this way. And will never deny him his rights. Now go and do your work.
Okay, madam.
The next day, Ivan and Ruth discussed their decision with their sons. They gave all the responsibilities to Justin and Austin and then left for pilgrimage. Justin was taking very good care of his younger brother Austin. But at the same time, Eric was planning something.
Madam, you just wait and watch. I have accepted the challenge to separate these two brothers and I will do it at all cost. Then you will know.
Since that day, whenever Eric got a chance, he started telling lies about his brother to Austin. He made sure that Austin will be jealous of Justin.
See, Austin, how your stepbrother is giving money to poor. You have worked hard to earn the money, but when he is giving this up, everyone will praise him only. If he continues to do this, one day people will forget about you. You have to do something about it, Austin, or one day it will be you who will be standing alone with these poor people and wait for the money your brother is giving. After all, he is your stepbrother, not real one. He will not care for you. Because if he care, he will ask you to do this. In a way, he is showing these people that he will be the next landlord.
Eric managed to make Austin hate his brother. Austin's behavior was changed. He stopped doing his duties. He didn't pay any attention to their lands. He would just eat, sleep, and talk with Eric in his room. Justin also noticed that there is something wrong with Austin's behavior.
Austin, my brother, are you feeling well? You have not visited farms from last 3-4 days. Is everything alright? If you need anything, then tell me. But don't be so gloomy. No, brother, it's not like that. I was just feeling tired, so I thought I would take a break for a while and rest. Okay. But if you need anything, then let me know. Don't hesitate. Okay, brother.
Austin thought that his brother is so caring, and here he is thinking all wrong things about him. Just then, Eric entered the room and said,
Did you see Austin? He didn't care about you at all. He just came here because he himself doesn't want to go to farm. He doesn't care about you a bit. But you always treated him with love and respect. Finally, he showed his true nature. And this is just beginning, Austin. God knows what we will have to face in future, but it is not too late. You have to handle this situation before your mother and father return from pilgrimage, or else you will regret in future. Don't say that I didn't warn you if it happens.
I don't get what you're trying to say. Please say it clearly.
Eric explained a plan about how to finish Justin's problem and made him believe that Austin will be sole owner of all the wealth if Justin is dead, and all the people will praise only him. Poor Austin believed what Eric is telling. But when Eric was telling all this, one of Justin's men heard their plan and told everything to Justin. Justin was shocked and sad after hearing this. He decided to teach a lesson to Eric. Next day, Eric and Austin took Justin to hill as they have planned. Then Eric pushed Justin from the edge of the hill. Justin fell down in deep valley, but Justin's few men were waiting for this to happen. They managed to catch him in the net and saved him, but Eric had no idea about it. He was happy and said to Austin,
Austin, we did it. No one will ever know where Justin is. From this day, you are the owner of this property.
But Austin was not happy. He realized that he had made a grave mistake and he started crying.
Oh God, what have I done? I believed in Eric and killed my own brother who loved me, who always helped me. I killed my brother due to greed. But if I had asked Justin for all the wealth, I'm sure he would have given it to me happily. I was blinded by Eric's lies. Why did I trust him? I shouldn't have killed my brother. How am I going to face my mother and father?
Saying this, he also jumped from the edge. But when he fell down, Justin's men saved him also. When Austin noticed that Justin is alive, he hugged him and apologized.
Please forgive me, brother. I shouldn't have trusted Eric. I made a huge mistake. That is why I jumped from the edge too. I broke your trust. Please punish me as you wish. Austin, if you were greedy, you wouldn't have jumped from this hill too. You realized your mistake, and when you jumped from the edge, you took your punishment too. Austin, you have to know that even a person talks sweetly. It doesn't mean that he's your well-wisher.
Both the brothers hugged each other once again, and they returned to their home and kicked Eric out of their village. When Ruth and Ivan returned, they found out about this.
Ruth, it is a mother who can make stepbrothers love each other like real brothers. You have taught them so well that our sons can give their life for each other. This is all because of your good teachings.
After a few days, they got their sons married in a grand event. All of them lived happily together. Austin also obeyed Justin, and Justin treated him equally too. In this way, they lived happily ever after.
This is Pavan, a forest ranger who is going to Nilgiri forest today to take up his new duty. Pavan reached the Nilgiris and he slept in his quarters. The next morning, he was going to a forest tour.
Sir, I am Manoj.
How are you, Manoj?
I am alright, sir. I would like to advise you to return to your quarters before the night falls.
Yes, I know there are wild animals in the forest. Don't worry.
No, sir. There is something more dangerous in this forest than wild animals. For the time being, you will go on a tour, but I'll explain everything.
Pavan spent the entire day exploring the jungle. He also spotted many birds, monkeys, and animals. The sun was setting. As Pavan began to return to his jeep, he was then suddenly attacked by a bat. Pavan bowed down and began running to save his life. He began running towards a house.
Open the door. Please open the door. Help me, please.
An old man opened the door.
Hey, come inside.
The old man gave water to Pavan.
Was the vampire chasing you as well?
Yes, but how do you know?
This is not a new thing. Has this ever happened before? Yes. 30 years ago, I settled here. It was winter at the time. A husband and wife were traveling through the forest in the car. This vampire hunted them down. They broke into their car. The husband and wife fled to save their lives. The next morning, their bodies were found on the riverside.
How can a bat survive for 30 years?
Don't know how, but just a year ago something strange happened. A boy from a city came here in the forest. He was taking picture of birds in the camera, and in the evening, after some times, the vampire attacked him. The city boy kept on running, and his body was found the next day. Didn't the police investigated this case? What can the police and forest rangers do? This is not something that can be handled by a human or animal.
Still, this should be investigated, right? Maybe we will get some clues.
Only one thing was discovered during all the investigations. The vampire chases his target a lot. He keeps on chasing the target. And then no one knows what happens to them. No one knows about it.
But uncle, you said you have been here for 30 years. So how do you live here alone? Please tell me.
Ha ha ha.
Because I am that vampire.